What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie298 coming at you live. Let's get into the power of the internet, and this is my weekly gaming news show, so let's get right into the games. So I wanted to get your all's opinion on this. Xbox is doing something pretty much unprecedented, completely unheard of in the gaming industry. They are basically rent-to-owning their Xbox One S and their Xbox One X, and it's actually a really good deal, and I'm curious if this is the kind of thing that would appeal to you. So the way this deal works is you go into a Microsoft store somewhere in the country and sign up in person, and you can basically rent to own an Xbox, signing up for a 2-year deal, either at $34.99 a month or $21.99 a month. Now, the $21.99 one, that's going to get you the Xbox One S. The $34.99 one, that's going to get you the Xbox One X. And both of them come bundled in with a subscription for Game Pass as well as Xbox Gold. Now, when you break all of that down, that is a pretty much 0% interest rate, but you're paying monthly for the full subscription price for Game Pass, the full subscription price for Xbox Gold, and then you're paying for the console. So it makes sense to buy this stuff piecemeal. If you can afford it, just buy the console outright, or maybe finance the console and then not get Gold and not get Game Pass. But it is a convenient way for people who just want to take out one line of credit to be able to get an Xbox they might not otherwise be able to afford. So this is interesting on two different reasons for me. The first of which is this puts a lot of rent-to-own places out of the console market altogether. Xbox is charging a 0% interest rate. All you're paying for is the two services and the console itself. When you rent it from somewhere like Aaron's or Rent-A-Center, you end up paying a huge interest rate, paying like $89, $99 a month for that Xbox One. A $350 console can run you $1,000 by the time you've paid it off at Aaron's or one of those places. Secondly, this move comes across as maybe a little bit desperate, but also very consumer friendly, because giving consoles to people who normally can't otherwise afford it but have the credit to get it is a really good move by Xbox. But I think it's also a move that's going to get more people using Game Pass, getting more people on Xbox Gold, getting more Xboxes in the home so that their exclusives have a better install base so they can say they sold more consoles. I think obviously that's the motivation, but still, I mean, if it's a good deal for the consumer, you got to applaud that. But as usual, what you think is just as important, so let me know in the comments section below. Is this something that will get you to finally buy an Xbox? Is this the kind of financial thing that will really make it easier on you? Do you still not have any interest in an Xbox? And I will say the reason I think it's pretty cool is because at the end of the day, Game Pass is where Xbox really shines. There is no other service similar to it. They're the first to market with a Netflix-style subscription service like that. It's really, I think it's worth it to own even just a low-tier Xbox One just so you can have an access to Game Pass, but I'm curious as to what you think. Speaking of Xbox, by the way, for the handful of you that bought Halo the Master Chief Collection, there is a huge patch out today, 73 gigabytes worth of patch, which includes a lot of cool stuff. But this is for those of you who, like me, got this game and discovered it was just a mostly unplayable mess without all of the features you were hoping that would be there, including just completely broken multiplayer. All of that's been fixed. So with this patch, there's 4K graphics for the updated visuals for some of these games. Then, of course, increased multiplayer. There's LAN support for those of you who want to do it like LAN style, offline style. You can actually do that. There was already split screen, but now I guess you can LAN multiple machines together. And this is all in preparation for this game showing up on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, you can effectively play this game for free or for $9.99 a month to pay for Game Pass. But pretty cool. I'm glad to see that. My only big concern is if it's going to be on Game Pass, can it please finally be on PC? Can we finally play some Halo on PC? I mean, we've had Halo on PC before, but I want this on PC. This week's video is sponsored by the folks over at Verve, and I have a huge announcement that Verve is adding a bunch of classic Nickelodeon cartoons to the service. You can start watching them right now today. Verve has just added the Nick Splat channel, and that includes shows like Rocko's Modern Life, Doug, Cat Dog, Ah, Real Monsters, The Wild Thornberrys, Clarissa Explains It All, Angry Beavers, Are You Afraid of the Dark, and a heck of a lot more. And those Nickelodeon shows are alongside all of the other great stuff you're already getting on Verve, like Funimation and Cartoon Hangover, Rooster Teeth, Geek and Sundry, and all of those other great places, all under one roof, all for one monthly fee. So do me a favor, go to vrv.co/BOOGIE or click on the link in the description box below and download the Verve app today. You can sign up for a 30-day ad-free trial and you'll be supporting me at the same time. You can start recapturing your childhood right now by watching those Nicktoons, or you can start watching something even cooler like Attack on Titan Season 3, which just got professionally dubbed over there on Verve, and you'll be supporting me at the same time, and I'd appreciate it if you would. Now, I just really want to go watch some Rocko's Modern Life, but I got to finish this video first. But then I'm going to go watch Rocko. So you guys hear me hate on microtransactions almost every single episode, and you guys know that sometimes I like the free-to-play model, but most of the time I despise it, especially when it has open-ended costs and there's no limit to the amount that you can spend. But instead of hearing it from me this time, why don't we listen to Shigeru Miyamoto say it? Because coming from him, it sounds way, way more important. Now, in the past year, we've seen some freemium games on mobile. We've seen some freemium games on the Nintendo Switch and the 3DS as well. And it looks like Nintendo is hopefully done dabbling with that. And I think at least Miyamoto is. Miyamoto was quoted as saying, we're lucky to have such a giant market. So our thinking is if we can deliver games at reasonable prices to as many people as possible, we will see big profits. And he went on to say, I can't say that our fixed cost model has really been a success, but we're going to continue pushing it forward until it becomes entrenched. That way, everyone can develop games in a comfortable environment. By focusing on bringing games to the widest range of people possible, we can continue boosting our mobile game business. Now, here's the thing. You know that I play a variety of mobile games. Some are open-ended, some are just one-time purchase, but I would say Super Mario Run is easily one of the best investments I ever made. That's a fixed price game. You spend $9.99 and you're done. There's a free demo trial, so it can be listed as free to play. There's just a one-time purchase if you like what you're doing. I think this is a very good business model, and I know that I'm reluctant to pick up a game that charges $2.99, $3.99 up front that doesn't have a demo, but if it's got a demo and it lets me dabble with it, I'm more than glad to pay that $2.99, $3.99. But with a game like Fire Emblem Heroes, you can literally spend hundreds of dollars on Fire Emblem Heroes. I would never choose to do that. I know many people have. I will never choose to do that. I hate when Nintendo uses that business model, knowing that often their games are aimed at kids. And if you look at Pokemon Quest, there is a lot of individual things that you can purchase, but there is a way to get everything in the game for a fixed price, and I think that fixed price was right around $40, maybe $50, I forget exactly, but there's a maximum amount that you can spend in those games, unlike Fire Emblem Heroes, where you can spend $1,000 if you want to. I think that's definitely the best way to do it. I'm glad that Miyamoto is supporting that. I'm glad Nintendo is supporting that. I wish more companies would. So I don't know if you saw my standalone video about Battlefield 5 and the fact that the pre-orders for that game are disappointing across the board. Well, the game continues to disappoint in the pre-order department. Nobody seems that interested. The good news is, if you're still on the fence and you think you might want to dabble with the game, there is an open beta coming up, and here's the details. The beta opens to the public on September 6th and runs for a limited time. I think it's 3 or 4 days. If you do pre-order or you have access to EA Access, Origin Access Premier, then you can get in a couple of days early starting on September 4th. I highly do not recommend pre-ordering this game, but I do recommend trying the open beta, or if you have EA Access or Origin Access, hopping into the beta early on to see if the game's worth having. I'll probably use my Origin Access to stream it so that I can show you guys what the game is about. I'm still very much expecting this game to disappoint. But according to the folks over at VG247, they believe that EA is fully aware that this game is probably going to bomb on the way out of the gate, getting drowned out by games like Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2. So they do have a plan in place in case this game is a bomb at launch to revitalize the game as they move forward. They say they do have one big surprise that will scare back a lot of Battlefield fans that could come a month or two down the road that won't be there at launch. And whatever that big surprise would be, nobody really knows. They said that their Battle Royale mode may not be available at launch. There's currently a rumor that their co-op mode will not be available at launch. So that could drop sometime in December or January and bring a lot of players in who didn't adopt early on. But who knows? Even EA is planning on this game to fail if the folks are over at VG247 are correct, though. So that's pretty scary. That's got to suck for the folks at DICE. That's got to suck for the folks at EA. Doesn't suck for the rest of us who will be playing Red Dead Redemption 2, though. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week's gaming news video. And do me a favor, leave me a comment down below if you enjoyed this episode. While you're there, click on that like button so YouTube knows that you enjoyed this video as well. And if you want to see more like it, hit subscribe down below. And while you're down there, check out this week's sponsor. Go watch some Nick shows on Verve. I know you'll be so glad you did. That's what I'm going to go do right now. I'm going to go watch some Nick tunes. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.